Have you ever felt like you are running on a treadmill of pain, repeating the same mistakes, dating the same wrong people, or feeling the same emptiness despite your best efforts? It's not because you are cursed, and it's not because the world is out to get you. It's because you are ignoring the silent alarms ringing in your life. What if the very things causing you pain are actually keys trying to unlock a freedom you've never tasted? Today, we are going to stop the cycle. Welcome back to INVICTUS X. The ancient Stoics, men like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, didn't live in ivory towers. They lived through plagues, betrayals, and tyrannies. They discovered a set of brutal truths that most people today are too distracted to notice. We are going to dive into 20 hard-earned lessons from Stoic philosophy that will strip away the noise and leave you with piercing clarity. If you are ready to stop suffering and start mastering your reality, stay with me. Let's start with the most dangerous asset class you own: time. Most of us treat time like it's infinite, handing it out to anyone who asks. But lesson 1 from the Stoics is clear: never give someone the opportunity to waste your time twice.
1. The art of detached disagreement. I understand your point, but I disagree. In the heat of a boardroom battle or a family dispute, our biological instinct is to fight or flight. When someone attacks our ideas, we feel it as an attack on our identity. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught us that it is not events that disturb us, but our judgment of them. Imagine a high-stakes marketing meeting. David, a loud project manager, is pushing a strategy that you know will fail. Most people would interrupt him saying, "That's wrong," or "You're not listening." This triggers David's defensive ego, turning the meeting into a shouting match. Now picture Sarah. She waits for David to finish, maintains steady eye contact, and says calmly, "I understand your point, but I disagree." The room falls silent. Why? Because Sarah separated the person from the idea. She validated his right to speak, "I understand," but held her ground on the logic, "I disagree." She didn't attack David, she attacked the error. This is the difference between a child throwing a tantrum and a leader steering a ship. By using this phrase, you signal that you are not a slave to your emotions. You are a thinker, and thinkers command respect. Seneca once warned us against living according to the opinion of the crowd, yet how many of us ruin our lives trying to make everyone happy? You were not born to be a background character in someone else's movie. You were born to live in truth. Consider the social chameleon. This is the person who changes their colors, their opinions, their hobbies, their voice, depending on who is in the room. They think this makes them safe. They think if everyone likes them, they will be happy. But the Stoics knew the truth. If your peace depends on their approval, you will be miserable forever. Authenticity is expensive. It costs you the fake friends who only liked the mask you were wearing. But as you walk this path, remember this: being true to yourself may lead to loneliness, but it is worth it. When you stop performing, you will face a period of silence. People will leave. Let them. As Marcus Aurelius noted, the pain you feel from their rejection is not due to their action, but your estimate of it. You have the power to revoke that pain. You are merely filtering out what is false. We often think character is built in the gym or the library, but the Stoics knew that true character is revealed in disappointment. It's easy to be a Stoic when the sun is shining and your bank account is full. But who are you when you don't get what you want? There's a lesson here that acts as a litmus test for every relationship in your life. You learn a lot about people when they are denied. Watch the child who is told no. Do they throw a tantrum? Now watch the adult. When you set a boundary, do they respect it or do they attack you? When you are no longer useful to someone, do they disappear? A significant portion of our suffering comes from our refusal to accept that some people can only live in our hearts, not in our lives. We cling to the ghost of who we want them to be, rather than accepting the reality of who they are. This is why you cannot heal in the same environment where you got sick. You cannot expect a wound to close if you keep scratching it with the same toxic interactions. As Seneca said, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Don't waste it waiting for people to change.
Perhaps the most practical tool the Stoics gave us is the concept of the pause. When you react, you give away your power. In our modern world, we are wired for instant reaction. Someone cuts you off in traffic, you honk. A rude email lands in your inbox, you type a furious reply. You are a puppet, and the world is pulling your strings. The Stoic practices the space between stimulus and response. In that pause, you regain your sovereignty. You realize that you are not your anger, you are not your fear. You are the conscious observer behind it. This connects directly to self-respect. The fastest way to destroy your self-confidence is to break promises to yourself. Every time you say, "I'll do it later," and you don't, you are teaching your brain that you are a liar. Confidence isn't a feeling, it's the reputation you have with yourself. If you want to stop suffering, start keeping the small promises.
Finally, we must address our addiction to comfort. Comfort is the enemy of transformation. We live in a society that sells us ease. Easy food, easy entertainment, easy credit. But the Stoics embraced voluntary discomfort because they knew that growth often comes wrapped in pain. Think of the Japanese art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold. The break isn't hidden, it's highlighted. The object becomes more beautiful because it has been broken. Your life is the same. You are not your history, you are your potential. But to tap into that potential, you must let go of what no longer serves your growth. Many of us are hoarding pain. We hold on to old grudges, old identities, and old failures like they are trophies. We do this because the familiar hell is scarier than the unknown heaven. But you must realize that not everything that feels familiar is meant to stay. Some things must break so you can rise. To boil these 20 lessons down into a daily practice, we can look at 3 core pillars that INVICTUS X advocates for. 1. Sovereignty over perception. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. You cannot control the world, but you can control the lens through which you see it. Your focus is a spotlight. If you focus on what is missing, you will always feel poor. Shift your lens to what is possible. 2. Ruthless essentialism. Time is finite. Your energy is finite. You must ruthlessly cut out the people, habits, and environments that drain you. This isn't cruelty, it's self-preservation. Remember, love doesn't mean losing yourself. If you have to shrink to fit into a relationship, it's not a relationship, it's a cage. 3. Action over image. Stop trying to be liked. Start trying to be true. The people who matter will respect your boundaries, even if they don't like them. Those who leave were never truly with you. As the video highlights, truth filters out what is false. Life is not happening to you, it is happening for you, but only if you are awake enough to learn the lesson. Most people will continue to sleepwalk through their cycles of pain, but you now have the keys. INVICTUS X is here to remind you that you have the strength to break the pattern. Which of these hard truths did you need to hear the most today? Was it the lesson on time or the reality of outgrowing people you love?
I want you to go down to the comments and share the one habit you are going to break this week. Let's hold each other accountable. If this message gave you clarity, share it with someone who is currently struggling. Let's build a community of strength, not just survival. Stay grounded, stay awake. This is INVICTUS X.